Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will introduce myself. My name is Rarode Isutepondari. You can call me Ayu. I come from Islamic University of Jember, and in here I will explain about uh, pronunciation of consonant sounds. Do you know pronunciation? Do you know about consonant sound in pronunciation? Uh, okay. Definition of consonant is a letter or sound of the English alphabet that is not a vowel. And then consonant is uh, most often identified as a letter that is not a vowel. More especially, a consonant is a sound that, when appeared with a vowel, makes a syllable. There are many examples, many consonant letter, like R, B, C, D, F, G, H, and the other. Okay, in here I will explain about the classified about pronunciation consonant. The first of classified being given so-called VPM. VPM. VPM label. V is voicing, and then P, places of articulation, and then the last M, manner of articulation. What the meaning of voicing? Voicing means that the vocal folds are used. There are not the sound is voiceless, and then place of articulation. The place where the airflow will be more or less obstructed. And the last, manner of articulation. Manner is concerned with the nature of the obstruction. Okay. The first, voicing. Voicing have 2 points. The first is voice and unvoiced. Do you know it? Voice is a voice sound. Is a sound where the vocal cord vibrate, thus producing some sort of pitch. This is the kind of sound most people associate with regular talking or singing. And example like B, D, G, V, and the other. Okay, next, unvoiced or voiceless. Unvoiced is where the vocal cord don't vibrate, thus making the sound very whispery, and without a pitch. It can tend to make a letter sound harsher when pronounced. The example is P, T, K, and the other. Okay, the second is places of articulation. The places of articulation have eight types. There are bilabial, labiodental, dental, alveolar, and the others. Bilabial is produced when the lips are poked together. The example, if voiceless, like P, P, P. Okay, the lips broke together. P, P. And the example is pay, pepper. Okay, and the next is B, B, B. M, M. B and M, which are voice, like boy, 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 and me. And the next, labiodental. Labiodental sounds are made when the lower lips is raised toward the upper from the teeth. The example is F, F. So the lower lips, so upper the front teeth. F. If voiceless, but V is voiced. And the next is dental. Dental sounds are produced by touching the upper front teeth with the tip to the tongue. The tongue. The example is the symbol is voiceless. The example is oat, oat, oat. And the next, the symbol voice. The example like cloth, cloth, cloth. And the next is alveolar. Alveolar are made by raising the tips, the tongue toward the rise that is right behind the upper front teeth. The example is TS, voiceless, and D, Z, and LR is voice. The example of voiceless like two, T, and voice like look, L, look. And the next is palatoalveolar. Palatoalveolar is made by raising the blade of the tongue toward the part of the pelvis just behind the alveolar ridge, like voiceless is the symbol, and voice like the symbol. The example of voiceless is but, and the next, the voice. The example is pleasure, 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 pleasure. And the next, palatal. Palatal. How is the pronouns palatal in the consonant? The palatal is very similar to palato-alveolar. Palatal just produce feet farther back toward the velum. The example is G, only G, like yellow, yes, like this. And the next is velar. Velar sound are made by raising the back of the tongue toward the soft palate. The sample voiceless is K. The example is K. K. And the next voice G and O. The example is bank. Bang. Bang. And the next of the example of a velar is W. W. Also, the pronunciation of W is lips rounding, like vowel. Vowel. So, W lips is rounding. Wow. Wow. W is like vowel. Vowel. And the next is, oh, the last, glottal. Glottal. Glottal is are produced when the air passes through the coat as it is a narrow. The example is H. So the example like hike. Hike. Okay. And the last of classified consonant sound is manners of articulation. There are many types. The first is plosive. Plosive is it sounds like a very small explosion. The example is bilabial. Bilabial like P and B. And the next, alveolar. Alveolar, the consonant like T and D. And the next is velar. Velar like K and G. Fricative has a closure which is not quite complete. The example is labiodental. Labiodental, the consonant sound is F and V. And the next, dental, the consonant sound like symbol th, like bread, and the symbol is read. And the next, alveolar. Alveolar, the like S and Z. And the next, affricative. Affricative is combination of plosive and fricative. The example is palato-alveolar. Palato-alveolar, the consonant sound like ch, like reach. And the next is nasal. Nasal resemble plosives except that there is a complete closure in the mouth, but as the volume is lower, the air can escape through the nasal cavity. Like bilabial. Bilabial, the consonant of the bilabial is uh, M. The example is RAM. And the next is alveolar. Alveolar, like N. Noun. And the next is velar. Velar, like rank. The next, lateral. What the meaning lateral? Lateral is a sound where the air escapes around the seat of the tongue. The example, like alveolar L. The example is clear. And the last is approximants. Approximants is a sound where the tongue only approaches the roof of mouth, so that there is not enough obstruction to create any friction. The example, like alveolar, the consonant is R, like right. Oh no, right. I'm so sorry. And the next is palatal, like T D S L palatal, like G. And the next is velar, like L. And the next is lip rounding. The example lip rounding is W, bubble, like bubble. Okay, I have a diagram about the consonant. The manner have a diagram. Okay, this is the first is consonant. Consonant have two types. Is abstract and sonorant. Abstract usually come in pairs. One voiceless, one voice, like P or B and T or D. The example, like this: plosive, fricative, affricative. And the second consonant, sonorant. What the meaning sonorant? Sonorant have much less abstraction and are all voice and therefore more sonorous, like nasals, lateral approximants. Okay, thanks for your attention. Thanks for watching. Enough for us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.